Hey chat, remember how in the last video I was all like,
Oh, I can't make 4 full tracks for one video. It's too hard.
well I lied apparently. I was on some other shit a few nights ago and popped 4 tracks right out of my mic courtesy. Well, I also did this one a little differently, but let me know if y'all like this style more than what I've been doing. So I got a comment on my last video, which, by the way, thanks for all the nice comments. They got me like lying down on my bed, kicking my feet. But this comment said I should redesign Mario Circuit 3 and Vanilla Lake 2, and at first I was like, that's fucking stupid, those tracks are dumb. And then I thought about it for like 4 more seconds and I was like, wait, this would be a cool challenge. So I got to it. Mario Circuit 3. The first redesign I did was Mario Circuit 3. I wasn't sure how to go about it because how do you make a random yellow field interesting? So I just kind of borrowed the main idea of Mario Circuit from the Game Boy. The middle of the track is rotated and anti-gravity, but this time downwards instead of upwards, and it goes into a sewer area. There's water at the bottom, and I imagine that it will continuously rise during the race. Nothing too game-changing, but it's cool. The entire thing is also styled after Super Mario Bros. 3. So basically everything just looks like a cardboard cutout or play theme. I don't remember why I did this. I guess I just thought it would be cool to make a retro theme course, but in a way that hadn't been done yet. I originally had it based on the original Mario game, but I was like, everyone does that, I'm doing something else. I also thought bringing back the question block 4 panels would be cool for a Super Nintendo remake. There would be more than just one of these, but I didn't feel like drawing 10 more squares in a weird perspective, so just use your imagination. And that's all I got to say about Mario Circuit 3. Vanilla Lake 2. This track had the cogs in my brain turning. It needed a lot of work because bro is literally just a circle. So the first thing I did was just make the turns more extreme because the cracks were so close together that you could basically just hold a left drift for the entire race. So after doing that, I got this weird wavy looking track. Already an improvement. My original idea was to have the ice right here melt on the 3rd lap or something and lead to a new road, but I was thinking that I pulled a big change on the final lap card way too much. So then the idea of the secret underwater section being there the entire race hit me. So there's a second road inside the lake that you can drop down to at any time. The road is shorter, but it's underwater, so I think the speed decrease would even out the 2 routes. Like I said, you can drop into the water at any time, but there's only 2 spots to go back up onto land. You can use these geysers right here, or there's a road that shoots you out of the igloo here. There's also a shortcut in this castle that makes you go to a glider ramp over some of the lake, and yeah, that's my Vanilla Lake 2 remake. Gone from circle to not circle. Choco Island 2. Like I said earlier, I was on something the night I made these, so my brain was like, wait, what if I remake every Super Nintendo track? Spoiler alert, I didn't do that. I was really tired when I got to Koopa Beach, but anyways, the next track I did was Choco Island 2. All of the tracks in the original Mario Kart are based on Super Mario World locations, which are based on food even though the food isn't actually present, but I wanted to lean into the food naming scheme for one of them. So for Choco Island, first of all, it's an actual island now, with a chocolate ocean surrounding it. There's also a mountain because when I was designing this, I got it confused with Choco Mountain, and I didn't feel like restarting it. You start off, just climb up the mountain, and then go across this narrow bridge. They get launched out of the mountain where a glider ramp is kinda off to the side, and I figured this could also be one of the ramps that turns on and off so it's not too overpowered. You get launched into the giant mud puddle area and then off into the bumpy road, which I imagine will be a lot more tolerable since we've got tricks now. But then you drive over a little chocolate river overspill and finish the race. There's also a shortcut right here that you can take if you hit the first glider ramp. Mario Circuit 4. I took a break somewhere during this to look at some more comments when I realized the request I based this entire thing on I had read wrong. They didn't want a Mario Circuit 3 remake, they wanted a Mario Circuit 4 remake. Fuck. Shit. Damn it. What was Ludovico Polipito 7450 gonna think if I didn't fulfill their request to remake Mario Circuit 4? I couldn't bear to live with myself if I didn't see their request through. So I got back to work, hoping that I would do 7450 justice. So the first thing that caught my eye when looking at Mario Circuit 4 was these 2 sections right here that are kind of close together. I really like the part of Mute City where you can see racers driving upside down right above you. It's so cool, and I want to take this idea to a more extreme level later, but for now, the main driving factor was having these two areas overlap like that. I made it stadium themed because I love stadium tracks and thought it'd be really cool to see a Super Nintendo track adapted into something that huge. So there's half pipes and booster ramps all over the course. I also added fire rings because those are sick as hell. Looking at the actual layout, yeah, it's just Mario Circuit 4, but this chunk is upside down. This part is elevated so that you can flip right side up again after the anti-gravity part. But that's really all the changes that I have to say about this one. I really hope Nintendo will make an actually fun Super Nintendo Mario Circuit someday, but I don't have my hopes up too high. And with that, those are my Super Nintendo remakes. Thanks to everyone who leaves comments. Y'all have some really cool ideas, and I do plan on designing most of them. I also just want to put it out there that if any modders want to make these in the real tracks, you have my permission. I would actually explode if I got to race on one of these. But it would be so awesome if some Super Nintendo tracks got the glow up treatment like Bowser's Castle 3. So hopefully Nintendo will pour a lot of love into these tracks in the next game. Thanks for watching and listening to me out, and I love you. Have a nice day.